Welcome to the Story Eyed Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Jen. On this show, we talk about all things Williams syndrome. We're excited to share our community with you. Thanks for being here.
We're so great.
You guys are so great.
So great.
Oh my god, you guys.
You guys.
So we're really hot here too. This past weekend, heat indexes were well into the hundreds, which of course meant that Jennifer and Bennett and I spent the entire time out watching our nephew play lacrosse.
Oh no.
So we had a great time. We did buy, Jennifer and I were sitting out there and we're like, can't take this anymore. Must go buy canopy tent thing.
Yes.
So that we could set it up. And and that was a game changer. So
now you're the proud owner of a canopy tent.
We are canopy people.
Yeah.
So speaking of canopies and tents, how was Ohio?
Oh, it was so fun. It was real fun. It's interesting to have this conversation with Elizabeth today about friendships because I don't know if I was telling you guys this or not, but so because Williams syndrome camp fell on a different date this year, Stella was in school, and then like 3 days after school ended, we went to Japan. And so like in my mind, I had rationalized that like it would be fine because like we had enough going on that like it wouldn't be a big deal. But like we came back from Japan and Stella was really sad about not seeing her Williams syndrome friends. So this Ohio trip was like perfect. It was perfect. It filled all of the buckets. It filled Stella's friendship bucket. My other daughter had a great time. My typical daughter. Awesome. My husband loved it. It was great. I got my bucket filled for my Williams syndrome friends. Like I didn't realize how much that like yearly connection is like so important.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's super important.
You got to see Mel and Alma.
Yes, my BFF. My Canadian BFF, Melanie and Alma, and they were great. And yeah, it was like we got to see Grayson and Julie and Alyssa and Dorian and Aubrey, which are camp friends.
That's great.
Oh yeah, we had so much fun, and we got to meet new friends. We got to see Zach and Amy and Brendan and Tessa. So it was fun. We got to see some camp friends, so it felt a lot like camp, and then we got to meet some new ones.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the videos and pictures that I posted with like Emma driving around on a golf cart, Naraka here wearing all orange.
Yes.
Geez, it looks like camp.
Yeah, except we were like in on a lake and in like cottages, our own family cottages. It was like family. Cool. It was like Williams syndrome camp, but family version.
Family camp, and that's actually something that we've talked about. We want to do more of where. Families can come that way. People like Greer get to make connections with other siblings.
You know what I thought was also cool, which I don't know if it's because Greer is getting older or because this was a different experience, because Greer has been at convention a couple of times, but this time at camp I noticed that she interacted more with our friends with Williams syndrome. And she was like, all of our friends with Williams syndrome are really cool, except for Stella.
Wow.
Well,
you're just dropping the bomb.
I was like, oh, and she had like wonderful things. She was like, you know what? Like, Alma is fire and Zach is so funny. And she had all these specific, like, awesome comments to share about each one of them. It actually makes me a little teary. And like we were saying, like we were talking to Elizabeth about friendships, and I'm like, gosh, like I wish that people could see people with Williams syndrome the way that like I see them. And so to see Greer start seeing that is amazing, and like calling out some of those special qualities. And now I'm just hoping that we finish that with your sister.
I wonder if Greer, as she spends more time in the community and sees Stella amongst others with Williams syndrome, she'll see what it means for Stella, what it means to Stella to be amongst everybody, and hopefully, obviously it's a sister, and there's the love and the tension that
And
all
the hate.
happens. And yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
and
there's
but eventually, hopefully by seeing all of these other people with Williams syndrome, Greer will start to see the coolness in Stella as well.
yeah.
But that's awesome. And hopefully, Greer's at that age that hopefully she, if she wants to volunteer at convention, if she wants to come to camp as a junior counselor,
Yes.
this is stuff that she can hopefully do if that's something she wants to pursue. She's a very busy person, obviously, on her on her own schedule. But if this is something that she wants to do more of, that's I hope that that's something that she pursues, because then it spreads out from there. Greer goes on, she tells everybody about her experiences. The other people, other people see other people, and maybe we get some burgeoning best buddies
Yes.
starting, that sort of thing. So
I love it. Yeah, I did. And it was Stella's birthday while we were there. So that was like great. And it was really cool because Stella got all these birthday messages, but actually a lot of Greer's friends like sent Stella birthday messages. And so, like you were saying, like it's hard. I think that sibling relationship and that sister dynamic especially is like what makes that relationship challenging, but it's like other people see the unique qualities that Stella has, and many people love her, and so we are very appreciative of that.
Oh yeah, and also it's the ages that they're at. They're both figuring, the world is ramping up. The intensity of the world is ramping up on them.
My gray hairs are coming real fast.
Well, I wish you nothing but I wish you gray hairs, and instead of losing hairs.
Thank you.
You continue, make sure you continue to use your inner sense.
Yes.
Oh,
So good.
Hey, we went to Cedar Point, which is like a big amusement park, and it was great. Bananas. It was bananas. Do you like roller coasters, Brendan?
I am not medically cleared to go.
Really?
Because I have a Chiari malformation in the back. So it's like extra fluid buildup. So I don't think I've ever been on a real roller coaster.
Oh yeah, you should not go there then. Don't go to
No, but like amusement parks and stuff, they're cool, but like I'm not medically cleared.
Yeah.
And if I were to go on like a roller coaster, I would be like getting whiplash, but like 10 times worse, So I can't, and I don't want to take a chance.
I can't say, yeah. Well, a shout out, because I also think that was a great part of the weekend, was going to Cedar Point. Stella is also not like a extreme roller coaster person, but she did ride a couple forcibly, and she did lots of swing type of rides, and she loved it. She enjoyed it. She also loved the snacks. Shout out to the snacks.
love it.
I'm a big Ferris wheel kind of guy. I like going on Ferris wheels, some of those kinds of things, like the big, wavy slides that, they have. Do that. Stuff that's not like
Just
too
not
like on the body.
Yeah. Well, I think there was a lot of that there at Cedar Point, but it was a really cool place. So if anybody likes roller coasters, that I think is the place to go.
Shout out to Cedar Point.
Couple of years, I'll say, I don't know if this will make the cut. A couple of years ago, we went to our amusement park here in Minnesota. Is called Valley Fair.
Okay.
And it's lovely. It's a fine park. We went on the Scrambler, the one where you kind of mixing in and out and all stuff. And Bennett really wanted to ride that one, and he and I rode together, and Bennett chose that moment to start experimenting with swearing.
Great.
And he was, I'm just laughing, and all of a sudden he's like, "This is effing great," and I'm like, "Whoa!" Oh, and I'm just laughing even more. Because of course it just caught me by surprise. It's absolutely a core memory of like that's when he decided to start experimenting, and I'm like, okay, so let's break this down. You used everything correctly in the correct ways.
Yes.
In this situation, it's probably okay.
Appropriate. Yeah.
Weren't too loud, so I don't think you if there are people who didn't want to hear that language, I don't think that um I don't think that you disturbed
Offended
anybody.
anybody. Yeah.
However, we also want to make sure that we don't use that language very often outside the home. So like we had to break it down, and the entire time I'm just like there was that awesome moment of like my boy's growing up.
Yep.
My
Yeah.
boy's becoming a man.
Way to go. So, yeah,
Yes.
I hadn't ridden hadn't done a lot of roller coasters since my back surgery years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But then when Jennifer and I went to Universal Studios, this was after the Adventure Seekers in
Yeah.
Orlando trip a couple.
Yeah.
Jennifer and I stayed a few extra days, went to Universal, and rode like the Hulk coaster, the Velocicoaster, the Harry Potter
Yeah.
motorcycle. Yeah, I'm like, yep, these are awesome, and my back held up fine. So
Good.
like, you good. Because I do really like a lot of those.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I do not. I do not. And so I was like, Greer and Luke go, and Stella and Stella, Elma, Melanie, and I were in Snoopy Land
Nice.
riding very easy things that we could barely fit in.
That's always a humbling experience.
Mhm. Yep.
Mm.
It was a really fun time. So I cannot believe it's almost back to school.
It is almost back to school. Our guest Elizabeth, it was a good person to have since we're starting to approach school season.
Yeah.
She had a lot to say about her experience.
That's like one thing that I'm struggling with right now, like where we are, I guess, like in, like our life is like when Stella was younger, I used to be like super inclusion and like Stella's gonna have an army of typical friends. And man, I did not anticipate how hard that was gonna be. And I don't know, like now I feel like I'm sort of swinging the pendulum the other way, where I'm like, okay, well, like she actually needs like more friends with disabilities. And, like I'm trying to now like kind of see where she fits in. And I think there's a balance, but I just feel like the older she gets, the more that I'm seeing that like that full like ram and jam like is not great for her. I don't think it's great for like us as her family. Like I feel like I'm constantly like trying to force her into like a spot that she doesn't fully fit in, like a square, what do they say? Square peg in a
Where
round.
round hole or square peg in a round hole.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah. That's it.
But it's not to say that it's like I still
Everybody
want her.
YouTube the show Square Pegs.
Okay, okay. I will.
That's early Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, ooh, great.
Oh,
Yeah, so like now I'm just trying to like help navigate that for her. And like that story I was saying, like where she has a friend with Down syndrome who, the mom was like, here's all the great things that Stella like brings to like my son and that friendship. And I'm like, God, that is amazing. So,
Yeah, I
tea.
as we get ready to start high school here,
Is Bennett ninth grade too?
hmm hmm
You
he,
would
yep, it's
or ninth grade?
yeah, here we go. But I think about Brendan, I think about your story like all the time, and
Yeah.
obviously I love you. You're one of my dearest friends, but you had a really crappy school experience, and I try to think about uh teaching the resilience that it takes to that you had to show to get to get through it, and also think about the things that happened that you and your family did to find your place and to find like how you found Best Buddies. So I already made sure to sign Bennett up for Best Buddies here through his school, and just trying to find those moments so that hopefully he doesn't experience some of the trauma that you had to experience, and I know so many others have.
yeah.
So
Brendan is like, thank God. I do not have to go to school.
Well, I mean, it would be nice to like maybe do something like that, but no. But no.
And also, real quick, your mom, and I don't know if you reposted it, Brendan. Maybe you did, but so if people are out there, your mom posted some early footage of the Can Do band.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
pretty sweet. Pretty sweet
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So,
We're
Look, I'm
yep.
looking
And
at it.
Brett's mom too, Lee, has been
Brett's mom.
posting a
Yep.
lot.
Brett's mom posted it too.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Yeah, we're just trying to keep the memory alive and keep
Oh
keep
yeah.
it
Oh,
rolling, you know.
Look up Can Do Band. That is KANDO.
Oh.
Can Do.
ooh, look at your hair in these photos, Brendan.
Yeah, those were the days.
Those were the days. I love it. Ooh, that's fun.
All right, everybody. Let's just get into
We're back at it.
Yeah,
Back.
let's get into this.
and we will see you all next time.
Woo!
Hi, I'm Morgan Jane Starkman. I am the daughter of Greg and Joanne Starkman from Inner Sense Organic Beauty, and I'm so happy to tell you something really special. The Hair Renew Scalp Hair Bath and the Hair Renew Soothing Conditioner from Inner Sense Organic Beauty. These clean, safe products help take care of your scalp and hair. They make your scalp feel calm and renewed. I love how they make me feel cared for, and I think you'll love these products too. Let's take care of our scalp and hair together. Try them today and save 15% on your first purchase with my code Morgan15 at InnerSenseBeauty.com.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm good. How are you
Good.
doing?
Pretty good. It's pretty hot here today, so I'm in the air conditioning for now. Then I have to go out later for golf practice for Special Olympics, so that should be interesting, heat-wise. But yeah, so for those who don't know who you are, why don't you take a few seconds to introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I am Elizabeth. I found out when I had Williams syndrome when I was 2, when we went to 2 neurologists and found out that way. And then I was mainstreamed all through high school. So I had a regular diploma and had to push through everything. And yeah, and I had to deal with most of the stuff that people had to deal with.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, where are you from?
From Florida.
From Florida. Okay, and you grew up in Florida?
Yep. Born and raised in Florida. So I'm in like the small town in Brevard County. So
Okay, where is that?
that is 45 minutes south of the Space Center. So if
Okay.
you know where the Kennedy Space Center is, I'm 45 minutes south of it.
Okay, so you're pretty far south in Florida.
Yeah.
Nice. And you grew up there and went to school your whole life there?
Yeah.
Interesting. So I love your topic that you wanted to talk about for, especially as we get ready for back to school, because this is like a hot topic in our community of like, is it best for people with Williams syndrome to be in like special education classes, or is the right path to be mainstreamed, as you call it, where you're participating in gen ed classes? And my daughter Stella is 15, and that is really important to us. We want her to be in general education classes. We have a desire for Stella to get a diploma, and so we've been working really hard on that. And so I am interested to hear your story, because in Florida, it seems like they're not very welcoming to having kids in gen ed classes that have disabilities. So how'd you do that?
So we did like a lot of therapy and stuff. Like we did like speech therapy. Like we started early. So it was like we started early. So what I know is that they tested me on the IQ for like determining like where I would be at, and they'll say I will never read or write. So I'm like, they put me in a class that that my parents were like, no, she's going to be in a regular class. And they pretty much, she went in the class and she monitored one person. And I'm like, okay, she can be mainstreamed. There's this one person, she's a lot similar to her. So.
Okay, that your mom did that for you?
Yep. And then after that, I went to a regular preschool. I was like the last student there.
Okay. And then how did your journey in general education go? Like, were there times where you were in like more what they call like pull-out situations where they like pulled out to do like speech therapies or
Oh yeah, they did that. They did that. So they had like this is like the early 2000s, so we're going back like 20 or 30 years ago. So
yeah.
So the whole thing with like, so I started out in kindergarten, so with like in regular class, but it didn't start coming apparent that I had like issues until fourth grade. So my grades started dropping.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then I was in math and reading and for ex ed a lot until it was special needs. So it all depends where your strengths are.
Right. I know. And math is a hard one for me. I barely make it through math. So I feel for anybody struggling on that math journey. So in high school, you were in regular gen ed classes?
Yes.
And how did that go for you?
I got bullied a lot. I was always researching like issues of like people like, oh, I would ask people to come visit me, like to come see this one club we had, Beachside Top Soccer, and they'll say, oh, we'll show up, and then they'll never show up. And I'm like, why? And I started trying to research about a bunch of social issues, and nothing came up. Nothing came up on the internet, like nothing, because it was like the internet was still kind of new.
Yeah.
I was reading in your profile that like you are kind of a big researcher. Tell us about that.
My mom was like, oh, if you want to find something out, you got to research it. And I'm like, really? So parts of it comes from being like, since being mainstreamed, I was in like gifted clubs, like Odyssey of the Mind and stuff. Odyssey of the Mind, where you had to do like a lot of team building and you had to act stuff out, and then you had like stuff in between it. And then I did FPS, which helped me out a lot because you have to do like the 6 steps. The first step is like you have to learn all the steps and everything, and that's the hardest stuff.
Yeah, is that like how to research something?
No, it's more of like a club where you like, it's like they have a writing portion and they have a community project portion of it.
Okay, cool. And so now I hear that you love to do like polls in the community.
Yeah, because I don't want people to the reason why I do the polls is because I don't want people to go through what I had to deal with, like not having any answers to anything.
Yeah. So
Understandable.
tell us about the polls. Like, how does that work?
So what I do is I ask them like, oh, a bunch of like, oh, how do you deal with this issue? Or how do you deal with that issue? Like, oh, do you have an issue with like, for an example, like, oh, do you have an issue with people like not taking you seriously, not like they just do stuff that just like, Yeah.
You do this primarily in the Williams syndrome community or like in your community?
It's both. It's both because some people don't understand people with disabilities. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create a group. So the problem was a lot of people without disabilities don't join people with disabilities groups. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create my own group and make it inclusive for everybody to join it. But we're going to talk about issues that are on the back burner, like for an example, like, oh, like they don't get, like people invite, like they are friends with them at first, but they ditch them or they just, For an example, like they don't treat them with like exactly much respect as much.
Yeah. How does that look in your life? Do you struggle with friendships?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. And
Mhm.
why do you think that is?
I really wish I knew.
Yeah.
It's probably the group I hang out with. I don't know. I'm in counseling for it.
Well, you
Mm.
know what? We all have to be in counseling for something. Well, I think friendships are something that even like typical people, like I know myself, like I struggle with them. Like I don't know why. I'm like, I'm so fun. Everybody should want to hang out with this. But somehow it is just a challenge for a lot of people. But I think I see it really prevalent in our Williams syndrome community,
Yeah.
that there's so much love and so much, I don't know, friendship to give. And it seems like it's just not reciprocated as well. I don't know. Do you struggle with that, Brendan?
Sometimes. I mean, I'm not friends with everyone that has Williams syndrome, I'm friends with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it varies, it can be difficult sometimes, keeping friendships and stuff, but life can be hard.
Yeah. Yeah. What have you found are the keys to friendship? Like, not just in the Williams syndrome. You could either talk about the Williams syndrome community or like just in general. What have you seen that has been successful?
For me, like some of my friends I've had for like 20 plus years, but I also learned that like people come and go and life continues, so like the real friends that will always have my back have always like stuck it out and been there for me, and some haven't, and that's okay. That's their choice.
Yeah. I'm most curious, like, what's your percentage, and either you or Elizabeth can answer this, like, how are your friends mostly in the Williams syndrome community, or are they outside, or are they like a balanced mix of both?
I would say for me, I would say like 80% of my friends have Williams syndrome. And then like maybe a little more than 20% don't, it just depends.
What about you, Elizabeth?
I'm still new to it because I got involved really late, as in like
Ooh.
22, because I 22, 20 during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was like not like I'm not like like involved like most people go to conventions and stuff. Like the only thing I've been to right now is the ACM camp. That was it.
Oh, ooh, that's like the
Okay.
best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
How fun is that? Oh, that's interesting. Why did you get involved so late?
Because I was mainstreamed, and I have two sisters that are like, I have two sisters that are like that we. I have two younger sisters, so
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
that were mainstream. So they were like in IBAP and VBS, and we did a lot of stuff like Vacation Bible School. We did rec soccer. We did travel a lot and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's fascinating. So how has it been for you, like stepping into more involvement in the Williams syndrome community? Like, are you enjoying it? Is it a lot?
It, it's
Oh, good.
easy. It's easy, but like they all want to come visit me, and then meanwhile my friends just don't even want to like come visit me, and I'm like they don't want anything to do with it. It's like in and out. It's like all the Williams syndrome. Like, oh, we want to come visit you at where you live, and I'm like I've not really used to it yet because I'm not like dealing with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
How should
Yeah.
I put it? However I put that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally understandable.
Like I said, the Williams syndrome community has a lot of love to give. So you're experiencing that. It sounds like everybody wants to come party at Elizabeth's house. How long have you lived by yourself?
Huh?
How long have you lived by yourself?
I live with four roommates, so
Okay.
it's a living community for people with disabilities called Promise and Brevard.
Yeah. How long have you been there?
8 years since they built it.
8 years. Okay. Do you like that?
I like it. Yeah, I like it to live on my own. It's not easy, but I have to do my own shopping. I had to manage my own stuff.
Yeah. How far do you live from your family then?
20 minutes, depending on traffic.
Okay. And then do you have a job, Elizabeth, or do you do any volunteer?
Yeah.
Oh,
I work at Mahai, and I work at my dad's office, which I'm there right now.
Okay.
Also,
Oh, so you got a few things going on.
yeah.
That's awesome. I love this. Okay. So you're like so as a parent, when I think about like my future for Stella, like what I would hope for her to become or grow into, you're hitting a lot of those things, right? You graduated with your diploma, you're living independently, you got yourself a jobby job, several jobs. I love that. So what do you do for fun?
I take the bus to like shopping and stuff. I go swimming. I like to go to the beach and stuff. I love to go to the beach. I like to just be moving around,
Like to
doing
be,
stuff.
do you spend a lot of time with your sisters?
One lives in Nashville, one is in like 10 or 20 minutes away. They both have jobs, so.
Yeah, so it's hard. Well, it's hard because all of you got jobs to squeeze that in. So who in your like friend group are you the closest to?
Maybe my friend from preschool, the one that helped me get into the mainstream program. Me and her, we met in middle school. We're really close. I don't know. And then I don't know. Like I hang out with a bunch of guys where I live, so.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
It's just my own thing. Mainly, I don't really have a lot of people to hang out with much.
Yeah. What about your roommates? Are you close with them?
One.
Yeah. And
Only one.
have they been your roommates the whole 8 years?
No. There's two that we had one move out. We had one move out and then we had one move out and then we had in the other room we had two move out. So
Two move out. Okay. And your Facebook group, is it open to everyone?
yeah, it's open to everyone. Like my Facebook group is open to anyone that wants to learn about disabilities. Like even my friends from school added it too. And one of them, like, I was surprised to like one of my friends from school, Sierra, she said she had the same issue as everyone else. Like it's supposed to like teach people that people with disabilities are here and we know what's going on, you know? It's just more of like people with disabilities like don't get treated with respect sometimes. Like social issues, like what makes it clear can people cut you out with disabilities, like issues that wouldn't be like that one like people without disabilities won't go through, but people with disabilities go through it like twice as much.
Yeah.
Like have friends cut you out of your lives because you have disabilities, and a lot of them said yes. And then how do you know someone's not a real friend? Conversations are different, not honest, they rely on their friends. Or how do you know who your real friends are? The way they interact with you or how they interact with other people. What is one way to see someone's true personality? Questions, conversations, like it shows that we're here, like we understand what's going on, like we're not, how should I put this?
We're here and
We're aware of what goes on, like
yes.
and some people are ignorant, the ignorance. They don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you part of the Facebook group, Brendan?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. What have you been seeing from this group? And I think it's interesting, Elizabeth, that you're getting all of this data. I think it certainly could be helpful for our community to try to uncover like some common themes around isolation and friendship and that need for belonging.
Here's another one. What are signs people want nothing to do with disabilities? Make excuses, avoid us, not include us, quit joining as soon as disabilities are involved. And then the one put all above, sadly.
Yeah.
And then what happens when people fail to get to know us? They leave us out. They want nothing to do with disability groups. They don't care to ask questions or learn about disability, aren't educated or have understanding of disabilities. So it's sad that they have to deal with that. Like, it's sad that we have to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, it makes me think, Elizabeth, like one of the things that because my daughter's pretty young still, so I still do a lot of like I'm still more involved maybe than like your parents are as adults with Stella's life and her like quote unquote friendships. But one of the things that I see when it comes to friendships is that I think that there's like for typical people, they don't understand that like a friendship with a person with a disability is going to be different. It's going to feel different than a relationship with a typical person. And like, that's totally okay. Like, because you don't want, like, really what helps us grow as individuals is being around different types of people and having different experiences. So, like, if you're just around people who are the same as you, like, that's good, but you're not growing, right? And so,
Right. And you're not
sometimes like
learning.
yeah, sometimes I see like with Stella, like people will try to engage with her and then like because it's different, they just give up, right? And it's like,
Right.
oh, okay, well, I guess we can't be friends because it doesn't feel like it normally feels when I'm with like typical people. And I'm
Or
like,
people without disabilities too. Like if you
yeah,
don't fit their criteria of disabilities, like you don't like golf, you don't like basketball, you don't like
oh,
any of
yeah.
that stuff, you are pretty much excluded from the group.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like that's just one thing that I really try to encourage like her typical peers is like that it's okay to have a relationship that's different than your other
Yeah.
ones. And like it doesn't just because it's different doesn't mean it's
Bad
yeah, bad or like less impactful to you. In fact, it
or
might
less
be more.
than.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
And
how I feel about like my own relationships with people with disabilities. Like in many cases, they're better relationships because I can
Yeah.
be my truer self.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the name of your Facebook group, Elizabeth?
inclusion is love.
Okay. Inclusion is love. Got it.
Goodness,
And then
love.
there's another one that I put, what events have, like, if you go on Facebook, sometimes people would only post it on Facebook because they're uncomfortable of inviting you. I said, what type of events have you been lied about? Art shows, restaurants, holiday events, like they wouldn't tell you, you know? But you had to
Mhm.
find out through Facebook because they only had their group, you know?
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Does
They would
that,
like lie to people with disabilities, like very easy, especially Williams syndrome. Like, I don't get that.
No,
yeah.
I don't get it either. It's like just be real. Just be like real. Like don't sugarcoat it. Don't beat around the bush. If you're gonna come, come. If you're not, then don't. Don't waste my time. You know.
Like I have seen that on a lot of like a video called Josh Duffy where they're like, oh, you have to be 100% honest and 100% direct, but it's like on 100% direct, and I'm like, I don't understand how people cannot like tell us the truth. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they're going to like not tell the, you know?
Yeah. I always say like if you can't be honest and truthful with yourself, how can you be honest and truthful with anybody else? That's the way that I look at it.
Yeah, what are some things, Elizabeth, that you like if people are listening and they're like, how can I be a better friend to people with disabilities? Like, what would some feedback?
Probably be honest. Be honest is one thing.
Okay.
Be honest. Like if you're gonna, like, if being honest with us and like being honest with disabilities, like saying like, okay, if you have an event and
Yeah.
it's not typical for people without disabilities to join, give them a chance. Like give them a chance to join and stuff.
Yeah, I would say get to know us because we're kind of cool, you know.
Well, you're super cool.
Yeah, we're just like quote unquote normal people. We just might have to do things differently or we might be different in different ways, but we're still human at the end of it all, you know?
Yeah.
Also, I've been looking at this, like, I had like a lot of friends who have like autism and stuff, and I'm like,
Mhm.
why is it with Williams syndrome have the same thing, same social issues as autism? Like, I always wonder that too, even though this is a Williams syndrome group, this is for Williams syndrome, but there may be people that have the issue like that, but search
Yeah.
it around.
Well, I think that there is like some close like comparisons between Williams syndrome and autism. Like I think my daughter Stella probably could be identified also as autistic, even though she has Williams syndrome, because the
Right.
traits do like kind of bleed together a little bit. But yeah, I think you're right though that being honest about opportunities is important. Like you said, inviting you that's one thing that I see is like a lot of times like, oh, well, like I'm not going to invite a person with disabilities because I don't know how, like if they'll like it or if it'll be too much for them, or, it's like there's a lot of putting of expectations on people with disabilities, and like we're not letting them decide for themselves like whether or not something is like a good fit.
I agree with that. Because sometimes, like, when people meet my friends, sadly, they just like, oh, they meet who my friends are, and then they just like don't even invite me anymore. I'm like, why? I'm like, why don't they just not invite me anymore? Because my friends have disabilities. Like, what is it? Like, my friends just invite people, but they don't like. And then 5 minutes later, they just quit being my friend. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think going back to like the autism part of it, there's, obviously there's dual diagnoses and things within the Williams syndrome community. So I think that plays a part of that too.
Yeah. Yeah, for
I
sure.
also have ADHD too, so yeah.
That too.
And anxiety, right? Like that all plays into.
Oh yeah, I have anxiety, definitely true.
Yeah, it all puts a challenge. Like I have anxiety and probably a little bit of ADHD, and that definitely challenges me. The other thing I think with friendships that I see is that like when, like for example, if Stella gets invited to something and she goes, she may not like participate in the exact same way as like the typical friends, right? So like an example could be like she gets invited to hang out with people at the pool, right? And everybody's like in the pool swimming and they're all hanging out together and talking and playing, and like Stella just wants to sit like on the fringe, right? She wants to like watch everybody. And so like somebody might say like, oh, well, Stella isn't enjoying it because she's not engaging with everybody. But actually she is. Like she might be enjoying it more than everybody else. So
Right.
I also think like a good reminder for anybody that's listening about friendships is like, just because somebody isn't participating the way that you expect them to, it doesn't mean that they're not like still participating, right? Like sometimes
Right.
participation is also different. So like you heard my theme, right? Like the friendship is going to feel different. The participation in the engagement, right? Like it may be a little different as well, but those are not reasons to
Right.
exclude somebody.
Right. I also think like social communication can be complicated, and
Yes.
social cues can be complicated because maybe someone with a disability might not necessarily pick up on that cue right away. So it can be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, including like sometimes like I've started noticing it. My parents were like, "Oh, why do you like to have all these big birthday parties and everything?" And I'm like, and then I'll just escape for a while because I would need a break, like getting all
Yeah.
stimulated and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's a great point, right? Like you may need more breaks. You may want to be like kind of on the side. Like, yeah, and sometimes like I also notice with Stella, like in the moment, she may like an example might be like if we go, like we went to Japan this summer on a school trip, and there were a couple of times where she had a couple of outbursts because it was like a very crowded place. And so people automatically assume like she's not enjoying it. Actually, she loved it, right? Like she,
Right.
overall, like the experience was great, but there were just like a few times where she got overstimulated. And
Yeah.
so like there's also that part, right? That doesn't necessarily mean like that it's a bad thing. Like overstimulation doesn't equal bad.
No, it's like for me, conventions can be like overwhelming. And I have a lot of fun, but geez, it can be like super overwhelming. And that's when I do the same kind of thing. I go outside, take a break, take a breather, like recenter myself, and then come back into all the craziness. Yeah. Oh man.
It's true. It's true. All right, Elizabeth, do you have any plans to go to convention?
I want to go to a convention, but it's like a lot of people know each other, and it's like a lot of people know each other, have friends that can fly. For me,
Yeah.
I don't have any of that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I don't have a lot of friends who are very independent, which is really frustrating.
Sure. Sure. Can you fly by yourself?
Yes, I've flown by myself since I was 12, so But it's like, I want to fly. I don't want to go by myself because I don't know anybody.
Well, I'll be at the convention.
You should just get on that plane. You just get on that plane and come to New York, and you will have.
I'm hoping to go to it with my family and stuff.
Very cool.
We'll be doing like Niagara Falls, so
I've
that.
done that once. I've done it once. Nobody like twice. I haven't done it since high school, so.
Cool. I think that's great. Well, I have a feeling after this podcast, you're going to get blown up with friend requests.
Yep. I can guarantee it.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. So your Facebook group is called Inclusion is Love.
Yep.
Elizabeth, I think you're going to get a lot of feedback from this community about friendships. So I'm excited to hear how that goes and what you learn from it.
Yeah, I learned a lot from it. It helped in the beginning, but I'm trying to find, like, since I'm in counseling right now, I've taken a little bit of a pause right now because I'm trying to figure out, like, what topic can I go over next.
Yeah. Well, thank you for creating a space where people can share their experiences. That's really important, I think. Being
lost and not having any answers to anything, I never liked that, like having no answers.
Yeah.
No.
Like, who likes to have no answers? I don't think I do.
Right.
Like, and if someone in a community stares at me, I just say hi to them because I can know by facial features that they're staring at me. And I'm like, oh, hi, how are you? And then I make sure they say hi to me. And then, or if they're quiet, super shy, don't have a lot of friends, I just say, hey, how are you doing? And then I don't take no answer from them.
So you like that part about your Williams syndrome, that you are like super engaging.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that part because it's like some people are quiet, they don't give an answer, and I'm like, no answer for me is not an option.
Yeah, totally. Well, thank you for coming on the show. It was so awesome to meet you. We hope
you did great.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
You've been listening to the Starry Eyed podcast presented by the Williams Syndrome Association and sponsored by Inner Sense Organic Beauty. The show is hosted by Jennifer Keaton and Brendan Lemieux and produced by me, Joel Listman. All music by Tommy Barbarella and Mariella Elm. Got a question for the show? Email us at podcast@williams-syndrome.org. Video version of the podcast available on the Williams Syndrome Association channel on YouTube and on the Starry Eyed podcast page on Facebook. Audio version available wherever you get your podcast delights. So like and subscribe and help spread some Williams Syndrome awareness.